Yo, yo, CTB, Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Remember to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing.
Most definitely, most definitely. This is a place where the boxing fans come to get these delicious entrees of boxing knowledge. What's on the menu today for him, bro?
Let's talk about what was on ESPN First Take. They was discussing what is the biggest fight in boxing.
Let's do it. Let's chop it up. It's a hot topic, man. Because you let some fans said it's Wilder, not Wilder. It's AJ Fury.
Mm-hmm.
That fans said it's whoever Canelo Alvarez fight.
Mm-hmm.
You let other fans say it's Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, it is.
So from your fan seat, who you picking as the best fight in boxing that can be made? And then, matter of fact, let's do it better. Let's do it better. Give me your top three
Top
hottest
three.
fights in boxing.
Okay, and are we doing these top three based on a boxing fan perspective or a casual fan perspective?
No, this is strictly from a boxing fan perspective. This is
Okay.
strictly the fights that you want to see
Okay.
from least to greatest, from your
All
top
right.
three, number three on up,
Number three for
and then
me.
and then break down why.
Number three for me is Canelo and Charlo at number three. And the reason why is because you gotta have Canelo in your top three to me because he's the cash cow and he's the main attraction in boxing. So whenever you got the main attraction in boxing, you got to include him in your top three if you're talking about the biggest fights in boxing. But as far as that fight, the reason why I'm so intrigued by that fight is because I really believe Charlo has a chance to beat Canelo. I think that's the reason why Canelo has ducked that fight for so many years
Mm,
because of Charlo's jab and because of the size difference. Because the big Charlo is huge. He's a
facts.
big guy, and I think Canelo's only 5'8", 5'9".
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
So it would be an interesting fight to me for that one. Number two, I'm gonna go with Wilder and Fury
Wilder
because
and Fury.
Wilder and Fury because of the backstory, of course. I think it'll be interesting, and I think it's genuinely gonna be some hate in that fight for each other. And when you got two fighters that don't like each other, it's always come out to be a good fight. But I think about with a good fight a couple years. Oh, Tony Harris and Jamel Charlo, they did not like each other,
That was
and
a
that
great
was a
fight.
hell of a fight
Yeah, it
because you
was.
could tell they did not want to lose. They was banging at it. I
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
that fight 10 times. I enjoyed that fight, but I think getting back to the topic, Fury and Wilder with the backstory, it being a heavyweight fight, and Fury being the best boxer as far as heavyweights, and can outclass you, and then you have Wilder with the one punch power. It's gonna keep you on the edge of your seat the whole fight because even though Fury is the better boxer, one mistake can end the night. We done seen both of them been knocked down, so we done seen it all.
Yep.
So to me, that's the second biggest fight in boxing. And of course, the biggest fight in boxing is Terrence Bud Crawford against Earl the True Spence. I mean, to me, they may be the second and third best fighters in boxing. To me, I think Canelo is the best fighter in boxing, but to me, they're the second and third best fighters in boxing to me.
Mm,
And like I'm on the backdrop of the story, me and Jay been talking about this for 8 years. For
yeah.
8 years, I mean, even when uh Crawford was at 135, he was telling me about this guy. He had just, I think he had just beat Burns or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, I didn't make it the hell out of here. You talking about a guy at 135 is going, like you talking about 147, the guy that's chopping everybody now. And through the years, he's grown, went from 140, now he's on 147. He fell out, he knocking people out in 147, and we pretty much predicted this years ago, like,
Yeah.
hey, they gonna meet up, they're gonna be the best two fighters. He always been on Terrence Crawford side, always been on Earl Smith side. And then
Yep.
hopefully in the near future we'll find out. So for us, this is something that we both got because he's on Bud and I'm on the Truth.
Hmm.
But I think the styles of that fight gonna be so interesting because I think Terrence Crawford got more in the got more twos, but I think Errol Spence has a lot of grit and his work rate and all those things combined with Bud be able to hold up to it. And you can use the triangle theory, you can use all these other things, and it's just interesting to me to see how that fight will play out because even though I favor Errol Spence, I can't say I'm confident like, oh, I know he'll beat him. And when you watch a fight and you got two fighters and you watch that pay-per-view and they do that ring walk and they announce their records and they call them out, and right before that bell ring, the crowd gets on their feet and you hear that bell ring and you're on the edge of your seat because you just don't really know what's going to happen. From a boxing fan, it's not a better feeling for a boxing fan than how that feel right before that bell ring when you don't know what's going to happen. So that's my top three.
That's a great top three, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's a great top three. Really, we similar in a lot of ways, to be honest. But my number three top fight that I really want to see, Canelo Alvarez fight Benavidez, man.
Okay.
Only reason why I say Benavidez over Charlo is because they're in the same division. I do want to see the Charlo Canelo fight, but Canelo's moved up weight classes and ducked that fight for so long. I think Benavidez and Canelo will be a Mexican, probably the best Mexican, highest paid Mexican fighter of all time. We talking about higher than Oscar De La Hoya and what's the guy's name?
Who you fight?
Julio Cesar Chavez.
Chavez. I'm about to say
it'd be higher than that fight. It'd be higher than Morales and Marquez.
Yeah.
It'd be that level of Mexican war. I would love to see that fight. It'd be huge. And you said Canelo will walk through or break down Charlo. Not Charlo,
not walk through
Benavidez. Yeah, break him down.
Yeah, break him down.
I see it differently. I see the fight being a lot closer than people think. Canelo is slick. Benavidez got fast hands. Canelo got fast hands. Benavidez is bigger, longer. To me, the intangibles match up well together. And that fight, to me, that fight would be great. Yeah, Canelo, the top pound for pound, and a lot of people eyes, number one pound for pound. And you got the hungry young Benavidez trying to make a name for himself. He's gonna come in shape. He's gonna come ready to fight. And you know it's gonna be a phone booth fight because neither one of them have really great feet. So to me, that fight has to be on everybody's top three. My number two fight, I agree with you, man. It's Wilder Fury. For a lot of the same reasons that you gave. The backstory alone makes this fight a must see. I seen what Wilder do to people he hate. Like I seen Wilder respect his opponent, like the Ortizes. He respect Ortiz. So he boxed Ortiz, especially in the second fight. He gave Ortiz a little bit too much respect, and it really drew that fight out longer than what I thought he should. But he really hate Fury, man. I really think he want to knock Fury head off. I mean, way back when he told Stavern he want to get a body on his record. Yeah. I think he on that level of Deontay right now.
Who's the other guy? The guy that just looked like crap.
Dominique Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil. I came to your house, and as soon as I walked in the door and I could sit down, the fight was over.
Yeah.
When you said that, when he got that on his mind,
man, when he hates somebody. Exactly, bro. When he hates somebody, he's looking to land that shot. I think when he respects the opponent, he's trying to work on shit. He's trying to get his jab to work. He's trying to see what that opponent trying to do and all that. I think he's too calculated when he respects somebody. But when he hates you, he want to knock your head off. People accuse him of being sloppy and not technical, but he get people out of there when he feel like that. And then you got Fury. I want to see how Fury do with all the allegations that's been going on against him. I want to see was those allegations true. Is there some truth to it? I want to see if Fury got the balls to do it again, because he seemed like the only person that don't want that fight. His promoter wants to fight, Wilder promoter wants to fight, and Wilder wants to fight. So I want to see if he has the balls to actually get back in there again and beat Wilder the second time when he stopped Wilder again. Last but not least, my top fight that I want to see, it has to be Crawford and Errol Spence, man. Like I said, we've been waiting for this fight for 8 years. We've been waiting for this fight so long that we said no matter where we at in the world, no matter what goes on anywhere in the world, we was going to meet up for that fight and watch that fight live. We said that 8 years ago when Crawford wasn't even a welterweight yet. So from a fan perspective, that's my number one fight to be made. But from a boxing fan perspective, come on, man, how often do you get to see two of the top 5 pound for pound fighters fight in their primes? They both undefeated. They both have belts. And the fight is legit a 50-50 fight. Like, it's a legit fight that's hard to call. Like, this rarely ever happens in boxing. To drag this fight out this long, to have us waiting, I won't say they had us waiting 8 years because Crawford didn't move up yet. So I say they had us waiting a good 3 years, maybe 2.5 years. To have fans waiting this long for this fight is crazy. While they both are in their prime, Crawford is older. Crawford is, I think, like 34, 33, somewhere around there. He's getting up there. So I want to see this fight before Crawford fans have the excuse that he was old. I don't want to see Crawford look vulnerable in the fight before Errol Spence started to fight him. I don't want to see Spence look vulnerable in the fight before Crawford started to try to fight him. I want to see both these guys be devastating, win fights devastatingly, and then meet together and fight and go balls to the wall, man. Go out and try to be the best in the world. Because legitimately, whoever win that fight, I don't care if you have another number 1 pound for pound or not. Whoever win that fight, you have to say they're number 1 pound for pound. Yeah. I don't care who you are. That is the best fight that can be made in boxing, hands down. So you got anything else you want to add to this subject? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna throw you one little bonus in there. Just a quick bonus.
What's up?
We covered that. Now, just give me one fight from a casual perspective that will be huge as far as numbers and gate and money made. That to us we may say, well, that's not really a big fight from a hardcore boxing fan, but it would sell. It would be a big selling fight.
The highest grossing fight I would feel would be,
other than the ones we named. There's something.
I'm gonna go with Tank and Ryan. I'm gonna go with Tank and Ryan Garcia, only because of the social media following. It's like pretty much watching the new age Pretty Boy Floyd versus Golden Boy. It'd be that level of, and lo and behold, they both got those promoters. They got Floyd as the promoter, and they got Golden Boy as the promoter. So they got that backdrop. Ryan Garcia has like 8 million followers on social media, and
He got a
lot. And Tank Davis has been viral a lot recently, having viral knockouts and stuff. So that fight would be a cash cow for the casuals. It bring out, I got to say pause on this, but it bring out the women, man, because they both good looking dudes. Obviously, they're young. So it bring out the women, and whenever you bring out the women, you're gonna bring out the casuals. You're gonna bring out the casual boxing men. They're going to put their 2 cents in. So to me, that'd be my casual pick of the. What'll be yours?
I got to agree with you. I mean, if I had to pick one that's huge, it got to be Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. I don't even know that's the best fight at 135 from a hardcore perspective.
Yeah,
but as far as money and the build up, that's the kind of fight that you're gonna be able to go on Facebook and, like you said, you'll see women. Yeah, you see Tank Davis tonight, Tank Davis fight tonight. So that's the kind of fight that even people that don't even watch boxing, it'll be the event of Saturday night that everybody just tune in and watch. So I totally agree with you. If I had to pick a casual type fight that would sell just as big as those 3 fights that we just named, or could sell up there with those fights, it would be Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia.
Not to mention too, it'd be a good fight. I think. I mean,
I think it'd be a good fight. I would like to see it. I would like to see it. But
I'm gonna throw one more curveball at you though. Fury AJ. No, fucking with you.
But seriously, that would be a huge fight too. So I mean, don't get me wrong. It'll be a huge fight. I mean, in UK, because believe it or not, the UK has turned on Fury.
Yeah,
he's the villain. He's the villain in the UK now, even though he's from there. And Joshua's the savior, so he's gonna have his own country going against them. So that would be a big fight too. Don't get me wrong. That's why I said if the fight gets made, I'm all for it if they do what they supposed to without a contract. But that would be another big fight.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's our show, man. Let us know in the comment section what's your favorite fight. What do you think is the best fight that could be made? Let us know what you think about our list. Who list is bullshit. Maybe both our lists is bullshit in your eyes. Maybe you think you got Fury and Joshua on top.
The best fight that could be made is Mon and Jay.
Maybe pay-per-view, man. With that being said, this is the show, man. CTB, Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Cut him out of here, man.
All right, everybody. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. We appreciate the new viewers. We appreciate the new subscribers. Tell your mother about it. Tell your brother about it. Tell your aunt about it. Tell your friend at work about it. If they love boxing, tell them to come over here because we love boxing too. But most of all, peace and love, and we out of here.